I know we hadn't seen all these black pastors come out and slam Charlie Kirk.
Overwhelmed with folk who call themselves Christian because they invoke the name of Jesus and quote Bible from the Old Testament, but never live like Jesus, never love like Jesus, never talk like Jesus, never put their arms around folk like Jesus, never have any fruit of the Spirit, never try to live out the Sermon on the Mount. I am overwhelmed.
And you might believe that there's a religious revolution going on in the black community. But I'm here to warn you, these black pastors are Democratic puppets. They're Democratic puppets, and they're fighting the fight for the Democratic Party. They're not fighting the fight for the black man and black woman. They have gave us no solutions other than we should be opposed to Trump. That is the only solution they have gave us. They ain't told us to do for ourselves.
But you are suggesting that it's basically the white man's fault.
Oh, no, Mr. Wallace. I'm not going to say that. Because justice would not be served if I said it was all the fault of white people.
Reason that
we have to take some blame in this ourselves. As black people, we can't sit around waiting for white people to do for us what we should be doing for ourselves. And our failure to do this is our fault. White folk have done bad by us in the past. Yes, that is true. And they do some bad by us today. But if we did better by ourselves today, we could help to reconcile this difference.
They ain't told us to take our money and pool our resources and build anything for the community. Their only solution is that we rely on God. We rely on Jesus. This lets you know that a white man's mouthpiece. Because the white man told us that in my Father's house there are many mansions. There's the streets paved with gold. We can eat all the fried chicken we want to. But down on earth, we must suffer. And they'll point to a part in the Bible that says the slave must suffer as the master suffered. Saying we must suffer as Jesus Christ himself suffered. But why the people who gave us the Bible, they're not suffering. And their Father's house must be here on earth because they got many mansions. And where they live, the streets are paved with gold. And they got plenty of fried chicken. I know there's a story, the slave was sitting on the porch with the master. And the master was eating fried chicken. And the slave said, "Master, I sure would like me some fried chicken." And the slave... And the master said, "Boy, you'll get your fried chicken when you die." See, these bootlegging pastors, they think we're going to get behind them because they saying a few things about Charlie Kirk. But if you really listen to what they're saying about Charlie Kirk, if you listen to what they're saying about Charlie Kirk, they the same bootlegging pastors who tell you to turn the other cheek.
Oh, we say,
turn the other cheek.
Turn the other cheek.
Turn the other cheek.
Oh, but that's what by the Bible.
Come on.
Don't sit right with me.
We must also keep Charlie Kirk's wife and children lifted in our prayers. Because no matter our disagreements with him, they are now living with a hole in their home and a grief in their hearts that only God can heal.
You gotta triumph, triumph for yourself, guys. Oh, he's always there, yeah.
But I ain't.
But I'm not, yeah. I might let you down sometimes. Oh, but he's there, so try.
Come on, help.
Why should I feel sympathy for any man, any woman who has none for me? Why should I care about any man, any woman's family that has no sympathy for me? He got up there and he made jokes about black single mothers who could have lost their husbands and boyfriends and baby daddies to gun violence. And now, like Malcolm said, chickens coming home to roost. His wife is now a single mother. So we like to see if his theory is true. We like to see what his daughters are going to become. Because he said that without the father in the home, this is the cause of poverty. This is the cause of being a degenerate. So he's not there. So now his theory is coming into practicum. So I tell you, don't follow these bootlegging pastors because they're always going to find a way to hide their tail. They're never going to go against the Democratic Party. They always want to keep you on the plantation. I tell you, in the words of Khalid Muhammad, the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, you ain't even invited to the party. So anybody telling you that you should be a Republican or you should be a Democrat, you should shun them because they from the devil. We're not having a revival of an institution that has kept us in slavery or kept us in oppression for 400 years, having us pray on our knees for something that hasn't came in 400 years. If it ain't came in 400 years, why do you think it's going to come now? What was the prayers of our ancestors as they was being whooped and raped and hung from trees? Who listened to these prayers? Because if the master gave you Christianity, you prayed and the master prayed. The master prayed to keep his foot on your neck and you was praying to get the master's foot off of your neck. And it was obvious that God was answering the prayer of the master. I could never have the same religion of the master, and I would never believe in Christianity. I would never believe in Islam or Buddhism. I would never have a religion as the oppressor. So if you want me to have a religion, you better invent a new one because I can't have the same religion as the oppressor. And this goes for if you black, white, yellow, purple. It don't matter your race. Your oppressor is the same oppressor as us all. So whatever race you are, and if you serve the same God as those who are oppressing the people of this earth, you a damn fool.
I have no problem laying these hands